Something happened recently concerning our guest that was brought back from Ivory Coast, courtesy of the collabo that happened between Verydarkman, Allen Onyema, the CEO of Airpeace, and other people who contributed to the success of that story. First of all, those girls were trafficked to Ivory Coast unknowingly to them, but Verydarkman exposed it, and Allen Onyema availed his plane to use and bring back those girls plus other people who contributed to that story. And because of what happened in that particular story, you cannot talk about the story without mentioning Verydarkman, Allen Onyema, and some other people. Now, this story was brought out in Arise News for them to deliberate over it. Now, it was thrown to Dr. Abati. Now, he talked about the story and carefully avoided Verydarkman, and he did not talk about Verydarkman at all, which have generated so many mixed feelings online, and people were like, why didn't he talk about Verydarkman and all that? But I want to remind you of something. Was it last month, or should I say few months ago, something happened where a deliberation was brought up on that same news interview, and again Dr. Abati talked about Verydarkman, now compared him with Portable and all that, which does not go well with Verydarkman. And within 2 seconds, Verydarkman fall out with another bombastic statement concerning Dr. Abati and all that, and there was a kind of fracas that is going on in between. So when this story was brought out on Arise News and Dr. Abati talked about it, mentioned Allen Onyema and other people without talking about Verydarkman, and people were like, why couldn't you praise Verydarkman, at least talk about him because he contributed to the success of this story? But I was thinking, is it because of what has happened before, or is there any other thing that we do not know? But I'm going to allow you to share your thought with me on the comment section. In fact, listen to Arise News when the story was brought up and listen to what Dr. Abati said. Then you share your own thought. But as you are listening, make sure you are clicking on that share button and also subscribe in case if you have never done so for more updates. And after that, I'll be back. Let's go there.
Airpeace over the weekend fulfilled its promise of repatriating Nigerian girls trafficked to Ivory Coast. The girls were rescued after an expose by activist Martin Zoshe, also known as Verydarkman, the airline CEO, Dr. Allen Onyema, who is renowned for his unwavering patriotism and selfless public service, vowed to repatriate the girls free of charge after receiving reports about their conditions, many of whom had been victims of human trafficking and lured into exploitative situations under false pretenses. Well, on Saturday, May 10th, 78 of the girls returned home and were welcomed aboard the Airpeace aircraft by Dr. Allen Onyema, who promised to provide medical care and psychosocial support.
How are you? You're welcome back to our country. The joy of the president of this country that you're back today. And President Tinubu is very, very happy. Nigeria belongs to you. We are going to give you the treatment, the good treatment you deserve. Nobody is going to arrest you. Don't lose hope in your nation. As you're going out there, federal government officials are waiting for you to welcome you, not to arrest you. They will give you, take care of you, and encourage you, and make you believe in your nation, Nigeria. There's no other country we have. This is the best place to be. Forget everything. We have our difficulties, but every country has its own difficulties. We are very sorry that some people deceived you. You don't deserve to be deceived. So we are bringing you back to rehabilitate you and reintegrate you into the Nigerian society. We can have a president in any of you. Don't look down on yourself. You can be a governor tomorrow. You can be anything you want to be. We don't need to sell our bodies to do anything. May God continue to bless all of you and bless our nation. Do not look down on yourself. Believe in yourself and you can be anything you want to be. God bless you.
Can we all applaud this patriotic Nigerian? I mean, this is not the first time that we are seeing the CEO of Airpeace Airline, repatriating our girls, coming to the aid of Nigerians that are, stuck abroad. We saw him do it in South Africa. We've seen him do it in Sudan, in other countries. But we know that the rescue was a joint effort by Airpeace, the Nigerian Embassy in Abidjan, and the Nigerian community in Côte d'Ivoire. This is part of a series, like I said, of similar interventions by Dr. Allen Onyema. This is how I believe that the private sector can contribute to nation building. Dr. Abati.
Well, very quickly, Mr. Allen Onyema, he continues to show patriotism, commitment to the common good, and he continues to support good causes. Now, in 2019, he was the one that evacuated Nigerians from South Africa when there was that xenophobic problem. When the crisis erupted in between Ukraine and Russia, it was also Mr. Nandele free of charge, who provided aircraft to go and bring Nigerians home. I think he did the same thing, you know, when there was crisis in Sudan, and he doesn't get paid for this. You could see him there mentoring, you know, the younger people who have been involved in this issue of trafficking. I think that the best way that Nigeria can pay tribute to his effort and encourage other players in the private sector to show this level of commitment is to make sure that when they compile the National Honors List this year, that his name is there and that he is honored. These are the kind of people we want on the National Honors List, not traditional rulers who are just enjoying undeserved privileges, collecting the big titles. Excuse me?
Nothing.
Okay, collecting big titles, you know, just because they are sitting on a hereditary stool. People who make a difference are the ones to be recognized. And I'm recommending Mr. Onyema of Airpeace for that national honor. Now, you made the point that this was as a result of collaboration between the Nigerian embassy in Abidjan, the Nigerian community in Abidjan, and also the chairman of Airpeace. And maybe that's why appropriately he gave the credit to the president of Nigeria. But the question to ask is, where is the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons? Nigeria has a statutory body called NAPTIP. And the job of that agency is to make sure that, you know, young Nigerians are not subjected to this. It's not only Ivory Coast that people are taking to. You know, many of our Nigerians, you know, ladies, they are on the streets of Italy. Yes. Many are, you know, on their way to Libya. Many are on the high seas as we speak, and are likely to meet very desperate ends. They are in Qatar, they are in Saudi Arabia, working as maid and as sex slaves. Now, NAPTIP needs to be reformed to make it more efficient, to be able to meet its original mandate.
Yes, I like that point. NAPTIP needs to be reformed. And you asked the question, where was NAPTIP? I believe they were there, you know, to receive the girls as well. In April, Verydarkman donated 20 million naira to the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, to support the rescue and rehabilitation of the trafficked girls to Ivory Coast and other countries. VDM was also at the airport to receive the girls. Dr. Alan Onyema called him the hero of the moment for bringing the story to limelight and emphasized the importance of patriotism.
I must use this opportunity to thank the man they call VDM, Verydarkman. He was the one that brought this awareness. It was Darkman that made us even know that something like this existed. And I must thank him. I think he is hero of this particular night. It's a national assignment. I feel so proud of being Nigerian. That's the only thing. That's the only country we've got to. I mean, we have to instill in our youth that sense of belonging, that sense of patriotism, sense of nationalism. That is why I preach broad nationalism in Nigeria as against ethnic and religious nationalism.
The borders are porous, the immigration are not doing too much. They waste their time with bag of rice that is coming into Nigeria, contraband goods, you know. We have more problems. Because of the porousness of the border, you have insecurity in the country, terrorism and all. It's not only bag of rice. The immigration needs to expand, expand what they do with their time. How come over 200, 500 girls are leaving Nigeria almost every day? Bringing them back is not a solution, but stopping them from going is the solution, right? Now, this trafficking is not only outside the country. It still happens inside Nigeria. A kid standing on the road to beg you, different traffic junctions in Nigeria is also trafficking. Some of them are being trafficked and turned into beggars. The problem is really, really big.
All All right, again, kudos to Verydarkman, and I think that he did a good job in highlighting the fact that we have a porous border, and he's urging the federal government to tackle that because that is the major problem for the trafficking in our young girls. I mean, yesterday we saw these girls coming back. Some of them were pregnant. Some of them, had the, really horrific stories that they had experienced in Côte d'Ivoire. We're glad that our girls are back home. Kudos to Dr. Allen Onyema, Airpeace, and of course, Verydarkman.
You get the point. Now, could it be as a result of the previous story I told you about his comparing Verydarkman and Portable that did not go down well with Verydarkman? Or is there any other thing you are feeling like is going on between the two? In fact, share your thoughts with me on the comment section. And of course, you know the vibe. Click on that subscribe button, follow, and share for more updates. Because like this, we move.